I'm the chairman of ICPC.
My name is Musa Osman Abubaker, the secretary to the commission of the ICPC.
Chairman, honorable members, my name is Hanat Mohammed. I'm a board member.
My name is Bala Mohammed. I'm director admin.
Representing Jos North Basa Federal Constituency. I'm from Plateau.
And you're welcome. My name is Honorable Gani Abubakar Fago. I represent the people of Shira and Gyade Federal Constituency. I'm from Bauchi State.
I'm Honorable Barrister Ibrahim Kondle Olarewaju. I represent the entire people of Mopa, Idosi, Ilejimiji Federal Constituency. I'm from Ekiti State.
Idemili South Federal Constituency of Anambra State. Thank you.
And invited guest, my name is Honorable Princess Miriam Otinaka Noah. I represent the fair people of Isia Lambano, Onimo Kigwe Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. You're welcome.
I am Ali Udetiako from Urubebe Federal Constituency, Kano State.
I'm Lawan Shetima Ali, representing Brusari Gaidami Dusari Federal Constituency. I'm from Yobe State. You're welcome.
Honorable Ferdinand Ziwango. I represent Njikoka Nocha, Dunukofe Federal Constituency, and I'm from Anambra State.
Abiola Peter Makinde. I represent the good people of Ondo, East West Federal Constituency. I am from Ondo State, the deputy chairman of this committee by the special grace of God. Good afternoon.
Chairman and the members of your team, once again, you are welcome to this committee. We submitted the documents. The committee analyzed the document and observed imbalances in the staff disposition. The committee, in a letter dated 10th February 2020, invited the Commission for a meeting on Thursday, 27th February 2020. The agency, via letter dated 13th February, appealed to the committee to reschedule the meeting for another date. The committee accepted the request. The committee, in another letter dated 18th February of this year, re-invited ICPC for a meeting today, Wednesday, 1st March 2020, over a submitted nominal law, for which they are gladly present before the committee. You are once again welcome. Chairman, the document you have submitted to the committee does not include the national principal officers of the commission. Well, beside the chairman.
Besides the chairman, each geopolitical zone has 2 representatives. Although it's not a full complement that was appointed by the government, but that's a political decision. But we have representation from the northwest, from the north central, from the south, east, south, southwest. Where before we representation from northeast. So that's the present composition.
Of which these are imbalances, but I can see when you compare with other agencies, ICPC is fair enough. I think honorable members will can testify to this. Because this is honestly speaking, I can say without fear of any contradiction, ICPC has done well in the spirit of the staff, because most of the agencies, in fact, I have never seen an agency with this fairly distribution of staff, honestly. I have to commend you for that. I intend to read some certain portion of the Constitution, which honestly I declined to do so because of what I saw in the analysis. Let me just put this aside and ask the chairman, what are your preparation now? Because I know the commission is about to do a recruitment, right?
Yes, correct.
The chairman, the committee would like to know the template or what preparation do you put in place to ensure this what we have seen in the distribution you maintain in the exercise you are going to embark recently?
We wrote a letter to the government to request permission in order to meet our staffing established capacity. The request was for 800, but the budgetary allocation is for 220, and we have documentation and letters to that effect. We wrote to the Federal Character Commission, and they did some analysis of our current staffing strength, including established positions, the cadre mixes and all that. And they gave some advice about how we ought to go about it. Even though you have commended our current distribution of staff according to the states, there are still gaps that we are aware of, not just in representation, but in skills and capacity. We're a law enforcement agency, and there are specific skills that are critically required that we do not have. In order to avoid distraction to our regular schedule, we outsourced the recruitment process. And when the application period closed, we received 376,000 applications for 220 positions. I have been receiving plenty of letters from members of the National Assembly recommending their constituents and all that. I know that I got for some of you seated right here in this room. And well, I know that I got letters, and we try to acknowledge all of those letters. We, as soon as the application process closed, we made a public statement of the number that we received, and we also indicated the number that has been budgeted for. When we started out the process, for example, we had advertised that we would take assistant directors, which are in level 15 and above. By the time the government response came in terms of budgetary allocation, it was zero allocation for that level. And we had received 17,000 applications. So we will not take anybody in that cadre, for example. They will not be paid. It's as simple as that. So the next steps, as we've published, is to take some further pruning processes. We have put some guidelines of the kind of skills that we want. Of course, given the employment situation in Nigeria, everybody that is looking for a job simply applied. Some obviously lying, because we had also put the minimum requirement that we wanted. And the portal is designed that you cannot proceed if you don't meet that minimum requirement. To proceed, if you don't have it, you must have lied. So we did some pruning. So that's going on at the moment to filter out those that we did not require who applied, those who did not meet the minimum requirement, etc. Next steps will be that they are going to take some online tests to further prune. After the online tests, we'll know where we are. Then we'll begin, of course, to apply the federal character principles that we are very, very clearly aware of, and also see how best that meets our skills capacity gaps. As I said, we have specific capacity gaps. There are skills that we require. In today's world, we're trying to de-emphasize confession-based investigation, because we do respect. People come swear on whatever, and everything else is a lie. So basically, we want to be able to do investigations without even talking to you. And in today's world, everybody is a number. And what you do, there is a trail, there's a digital footprint. So we want to be able to follow it, so that we can reach certain conclusions even before we talk to anybody. So that has caused us to invest a little bit in forensic infrastructure. And you need the capacity to man that. So that explains the kind of skills that we need to get. Then, of course, when you're dealing with systemic corruption that leads to high-level attrition of economic resources, you need to follow the money. So we need accountants, we need economists, we need people with forensic capacity, we need ethical hackers, we need computer experts, then we need lawyers, mass comm, etc., etc. Those positions were clearly advertised. So those are the kinds of people that we're looking for. Hopefully by the time the test, the online test is done, it will further bring down the number to a manageable level. And then we would take some further steps. There will be other tests that will be taken. All of this, which I've said, we've put in the public domain. We're going to polygraph. We're going to do further tests to be conducted by other bodies, not us. We're going to do some paramilitary training, which will take quite some time. We're going to do health checks. Last year, about 8 of our staff died because law enforcement in Nigeria is not a tea party. Even if you are not on a war front, you are taking decisions that pressure you emotionally and psychologically all the time. And so we have to impose a health check on everybody without restriction. And we made up our minds that the people we are bringing in, we will check them and make sure that they are people who are fit for the job. So we have all that included in the sequencing. Much more importantly, we have a restructuring review going on by the board. The board inherited a top-heavy framework. We don't want to go into the reason how it happened, but we've been advised in black and white that we need to correct that anomaly. Indeed, the Bureau for Public Service Reforms and even the Office of the Head of Service had written to say you've got to take corrective measures about this. So right now there's a subcommittee of the board. We're looking at the restructuring. That is also going to impact this recruitment exercise. In other words, we will not be recruiting people that will add to our problems, at levels that will add to our problems. We have to just, once and for all, try and deal with that, to have a triangle, you know, to have a pyramid, beg your pardon, to have a pyramid, because every organization is pyramidal in structure. But when you have a box, that's a serious problem, which is what we have right now. So we will take that into account, besides taking consideration of the geographical spread of the recruitment. Basically with 220, for example, in some states we will not be able to take more than one person by the time we spread it out. The last leeway which we are leaving for ourselves is the capacity and the opportunity to get the kind of skills that we want. And we've already written to the Federal Character Commission in this regard to say we must have some latitude to get skills that we want. So if those skills, for example, are available, we can headhunt them, basically, as we do this. But we haven't got there yet. By the time we review those who apply, we believe there is rich human capital within the country, and we should be able to, one way or the other, get the skills that we want. So this is a general background about where we are on this whole recruitment process. Thank you.